Howdy y'all, I hope you guys are all doing well. I hope you guys are safe and I hope you guys are healthy. In recognition of a milestone that this channel has just passed, 700 subscribers, I am blown away. This is ridiculous how many people actually support the channel, and I appreciate every single one of you, truly. So if you're coming back to the channel, thank you so very much. If you're brand new, I hope you like what you watch, and I hope you decide to stick around. So today's video is going to be about one of the most recognizable faces in American pop culture today, and that is Mr. Kanye West himself. Now, just to preface the video, I'm not here to make you like him. That's really up to you, but what I am here to say is to explain why I think he's so influential and bring light to the importance of mental health, because he is definitely a wonderful example of why mental health is important. So, without further ado, let's get right into it. Alright, Mr. Kanye West. So from many aspects, Kanye is an incredibly influential individual, and that is very difficult to deny. Also a very, very, very prominent creative person in American media. You really can't go a week without at least hearing one thing from Kanye West, or at least multiple things from Kanye West, whether that's a tweet or a sneaker release or really whatever. It's kind of ridiculous how much content this guy puts out, whether it be music to clothing to things that people like to laugh at. But he's dipped his feet in just about all facets of creativity, anywhere from music to music producing, designing clothes to styling clothes, and all the way to dabbling in architecture, which is fascinating to me. Love him or hate him, he's someone that can't be ignored in media. It's just, you go on social media and Kanye West is there. You can't avoid it, really. So, how good his designs are debatable, to say the least. And I'm not gonna say that I like it, not really the point of the video, but looking at Kanye West as a sort of case study to delve into mental health and the relation of mental health into creativity, I think is pretty fascinating. So from his music to his clothing brand and his taste in architecture, it's obvious to see that he has a thorough appreciation for design and draws inspiration from a plethora of sources. It's impossible to overstate his impact on popular culture. And I mean, the man married Kim Kardashian. Kim Kardashian. That only accelerates his presence in popular culture, and it really just like two powerhouses of attention coming together. That family is ridiculous. Their kids are absolutely adorable. So it takes a lot of time, money, and resources and initiative to do what this man does. Keep up with a family, design things, make music, and really no wonder the man seems to be just kind of like all over the place, very eclectic. From his early years of music, Kanye West has repeatedly expressed himself wanting to be the best dressed rapper. And from what I know of Mr. West, he certainly does his research and have a very good appreciation of not just fashion, but a lot of avenues for creativity. In his early years, when he was doing his earlier music and stuff like that, he was dressing like more, I guess you could say more of a rapper, kind of, where his appreciation really was for like Polo Ralph Lauren, and then he kind of moved on to more of like appreciating designers like Margiela. That was a really big one. I remember one of the biggest kind of moments when I was in high school, I believe, he wore the Margiela mask, and that was huge. It was crazy. It was when, I think that was when Yeezus came out. I'm not really a big hip-hop head, so if I get these kind of dates and eras wrong, I'm very sorry. I also remember that way back in high school, that was like around like 2012, 2010, somewhere in there, Kanye West was the person to look at when you were looking at fashion related things or style. Kanye West and Jerry Lorenzo were both people that kind of got me to first see Visvim. Now Visvim is one of my absolute favorite brands, but they were the first that I ever saw that wore Visvim FBTs. And I thought it was just so interesting that they were wearing those shoes, and delving more into the brand, I developed my own appreciation for it. But he certainly has cemented himself as a genuine tastemaker. So through the lens of Kanye's shutter glasses, we have been given collabs with Louis Vuitton, Nike, Adidas, APC, I'm sure a plethora of others that I can't think of right now. Oh, and most recently he's had a deal with Gap. Needless to say, he has been an enormous amount of success through his lifetime, and it's pretty impressive. I know a lot of people aspire to be as successful in that field, but I think that it's his kind of interweaving of different creative outlets that really propels his popularity forward. So, I think it's only right to credit him for what he's been able to accomplish. However, recently he's shown quite a bit of instability. This part of the video is going to take a pretty serious turn, so I'm sorry it's not going to be as happy of a subject matter, but I do think it's important to be shared. So here we go. His outbursts such as attempting to run for president and the things that he's saying on his little campaign shouldn't really be taken as a sort of stunt to be laughed at. I know a lot of people are looking at it kind of like on social media and clowning him for it. And yeah, the things he says are pretty nonsensical, pretty ridiculous sometimes, but it's definitely not really something to be laughed at. As someone who is as big as Kanye West, you kind of got to look at it as if it were like a person that you would know. If a person that you knew, like one of your friends, started saying things like this, started doing things, it's actually quite concerning. His mental health has shown a bit of instability in the recent years, and I think that honestly, that kind of says a lot for mental health, especially the mental health stigma in today's day and age. I know a lot of older generations are not a fan of taking care of your mental health and not acknowledging the problems that you may be running into. However, I think it is absolutely important to normalize the conversation for mental health and allow people to get the help that they need. As someone that is educated in healthcare, I think that you don't just need to take care of you don't just need to take care of yourself physically, but as well as mentally. Now, I'm using Kanye West as an example simply because he is so influential. He has so much money. He has so many resources. He has so many reasons for his life to be seen as successful. However, he's still suffering from mental health instability. I'm not here to diagnose what he has. That is not my job. But every success story has its downfalls, and Kanye West is no exception. He's been through some really rough patches in his life, as we all have. And now more than ever, that can be dangerous to himself and his family. It's very strange for me to talk very seriously about this on this channel. So, if this makes you uncomfortable, it needs to be said. I've heard people write him off for his arrogance or consider it all entertainment, but it's important to take a step back and see what may be going on behind the scenes, what may be going on beneath the surface of it all. It's important that I make it known that mental health should be taken seriously, no matter if you're famous or not, no matter who you are. Your mental health is extremely important. Your mental health goes hand in hand with your physical health. It really does. And in the case of Kanye West, I see that his eclectic designs and ever-changing music career, going from hip-hop/rap to more experimental hip-hop and now to gospel music, is very indicative of how fast his mind works, and there are moments where his composure is broken and goes on to nonsensical tirades. Again, I'm not gonna diagnose what he has, but the man needs help. And that's really, really, really plain to see. Poor/undertreated mental health should not go unnoticed, no matter who you are. I urge you all to reach out. If you are in a position where you suspect some sort of mental health problem that you may have, please reach out. There are people here for you. There are things that you can do. There are people willing to help you. And at the same time, I really want people to be able to help each other. So if you know somebody who's going through something, reach out to them. See if there's anything that you can do to make them feel any better, I want to normalize the conversation of mental health because it is absolutely imperative that we do. Older generations, again, have this stigma of seeing mental health as weakness, but it is absolutely not. We need to be able to confront something that we see as maybe potentially embarrassing, but honestly, if it's going to threaten your health, then it definitely needs to be said. It definitely needs to be talked about. It definitely needs to be treated if it can. I very much hope that Kanye West gets the help that he needs. And to any of you going through a tough time, going through some sort of mental health issue, I hope that you get the help that you need as well. And the best way to do that is to reach out or to reach out to someone. I'm sorry if this one was a strange one because of the tone, but it is very important for everyone to know this. I don't usually ask people to do this, but I really, really would like, if you could, share this with anybody who thinks could benefit from it. Definitely want to spread the word and make sure that everybody knows that there are people here to help them. Well, on that note, wrapping it up, thank you guys so very much for sticking around. If you made it this far, I appreciate you. And thank you so very much for your time. I will see you in the next one. Later.